putting the overnight dancers. You know what time it is. Hopefully you're making some cash as we get closer and closer to the NBA All-Star break. All the kids, all the students, all the high school teams, firefighters, cops, you name it, muni drivers. By the way, there's an accident on the Bay Bridge. It'll start to back up on 101 going out there. So drive safely, man. There's a lot of accidents. There's a lot of protests going on. Drive safely here. But the Warriors, they blew their sixth game in which they led by at least 15 points. The Spurs are number one with 7 games in which they've blown 15-point leads. And it was all good. The Warriors were rolling. Looked like, all the extracurricular activity that happened early in the fourth quarter. Ty Lue gets ejected. Plumlee gets a tech. It's like, okay, the Warriors are going to go away with this one. They're going to win this game and win their 6th in a row, which would have been their season high. But nope. Defensively, they broke down. Norman Powell gets hot. Russell Westbrook does what he does. 15, 6, and 5. James Harden controls the game in the fourth quarter, waiting for the double team and finding the open man. And the Warriors lose another devastating basketball game, and they waste a 41-point performance from Stephen Curry. And honestly, I just with the Super Bowl and that happening, I just want to get to the All-Star break. We got 2 more shows, Shasky. I just want to get to the break. I don't know. I don't have any energy. I'm crushed.
You use the word devastating, and I'm not going to tell you how to feel. I'm numb to whatever happens with the Warriors. I mean, I'm so depressed over the 49ers. Every single day, something new comes out. We'll talk about that in a second. Last night.
By the way, that was Jenny Cavnar, the new voice of the Oakland A's, filling in for Tim Roy.
The Warriors. The Warriors. Where do I begin?
I don't know.
God bless Kevon Looney. No, I don't want. He's not the reason. He's not. I don't know what has happened to Kevon Looney, but when he's on the floor, it's just constipated offense. Defensively, it feels like they're just so slow. They were really good defensively in the first quarter. I mean, they came out like gangbusters. They were attacking, they were scrambling, they were going for loose balls. It felt like their ability to time the double team was excellent. And I don't know. Some of these lineups with Steve Kerr are they're baffling. And I listened to him in the post game. Look, I know sometimes guys say things at the podium and they're just saying things and it's cliche. And he said something to the effect of, it's a one-off. Earth to Steve Kerr. It's not a one-off. Your team has had defensive collapses in the fourth quarter and offensive collapses in the fourth quarter routinely this year. I would say one of the consistent things about the Warriors is they're going to be extremely inconsistent in the fourth quarter. Yep. And I look at their offensive and defensive, the connectivity between both ends of the floor is just not there. We could talk about offense and having 2 non-shooters simultaneously. I think that their point of attack defense is horrific. And
it's always been.
But here's my biggest issue. If I watch them hedge on a pick and roll one more time and just get stuck into no man's land, either fight through the screen or switch. JK, I love you. He's got to work on switching, and he's got to work on communication on that area. But he's 21. It's the veterans. How many times have you watched Steph Curry comes over to hedge? I'm like, why are you hedging? You're not stopping a Paul George going downhill into the lane. I love you, Steph. Hang on to the guy like glue in the corner.
Amir Coffey wide open for that 3 late in the fourth quarter, give the Clippers a 7-point lead.
How many corner threes did they hit?
They hit like 5 in the fourth quarter alone. Wide open.
Norman Powell. I was having PTSD flashbacks from the 2019 finals.
And listen, this is not on Kevon Looney.
No, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm piling on.
No. But, Clay fouls Russell Westbrook with 39 seconds
I
left, down 3.
Don't know what he's doing.
And the entire bitch reacted. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? Like how does a veteran commit that foul? And Clay was not good yesterday offensively. 1 of 9 from the 3-point line. 1 of 9. And he did play 29 minutes and 38 seconds, but it's clear that his role will be reduced. And he needs the All-Star break more so than I think any other player on this roster. All the quotes that's come out with him about taking a reduced role, about being with the Warriors, we could tell he's been wearing his emotion on his sleeve, going back to the Brooklyn game. Klay Thompson needs the All-Star break in the worst way. He was not good, and you needed an extra 3 there. Podziemski was good. Podziemski is playing well. He wasted his career high at 25 points, and he made 5 threes, all-around stat stuffer, 8 rebounds and 7 assists, 8 assists and 7 rebounds. But breaking down in the fourth quarter, after all the shenanigans that happened on the sideline. And Draymond's playing some really good basketball, but he's starting to push that line. He's sticking his tongue out of people. He's throwing up the fire. I don't know what the hell's going on with Day-Day. The podcast, you're ripping Kevin Durant. Do we really need that right now? Kevin Durant was a great Warrior, all right? Do we really need that? Because now all of a sudden you're talking about Kevin Durant, and, you told him what you said in 2018, and all of a sudden you say, well, I told you and I was right. It's like, we don't need all that. Why? You're overshadowing the great win against the Phoenix Suns by going on the podcast ripping KD. We don't need that. Let's move on. Let's be professional. Last night's loss, I hear you for saying numb. I hear you for saying numb because the way it went down, it was just like, wait a minute. Mully at one point, we're watching it in the game house.
What did he say?
After all the shenanigans, the Clippers come back.
Why do you call it shenanigans? I love that name.
Because, Pods flopped on the elbow. He didn't get elbowed in the head.
He did get fouled 3 times.
He got fouled 3 times.
Okay.
But you know what, though? That's where the referees blew it.
Okay.
Gucci Man, James Williams, Scott Todorski, and John Butler.
Every time you call him Gucci Man, I can't stop laughing. Because he looks dead on like Gucci Man.
So remember Plumlee got fouled?
Yes.
And they didn't review it. Draymond Green fouled him hard.
Yes, he did foul him very hard.
Very hard, right? Ty Lue went crazy. Can we get a review to see if it was in the head or neck area?
Yes.
It is Draymond Green.
Yes.
Should we review that? Referees didn't review it. So the Clippers were steamed about that. The entire bench, the entire coaching staff. So when Plumlee did what he did, it was like, this is where the officials don't take control of the basketball game. I
can't argue with
And so that lingered, because remember, Ty Lue was asking, hey, can I get a review? And the guy just paused it with a technical. Tech. It's like, wow, really?
Well,
they lost control.
They
lost control. So after those shenanigans, the Clippers said, you know what? Forget the All-Star break. Let's go steal this basketball game. So Bully looks up. Or eat some food real quick. Get some dumpling time in. Looks up, goes.
Dumpling time is good.
Goes, wait, it's a 5-point game? Felt like they were up 30. Felt like they were up 20.
After the first quarter, I looked up like, they're only up like 8? Like, what? They should have been up 15.
They ended the quarters terribly.
I know.
The second quarter, they're up 15, 59-44. Clippers ended on an 8-0 run. Third quarter, Terrence Mann hits a huge 3 going into the fourth quarter. Fitz mentioned it right away. You have to close quarters against good basketball teams, and you didn't do it. But Plumlee gets fouled like a million times, right? So he gets no love there. No, it's Plumlee, right? You may say it's Plumlee.
He did get fouled.
He got fouled. And the Clippers are irate.
Yes.
And so then the shenanigans happen, and you lose, and then Draymond's sticking his tongue out at everybody. It's like, oh, gosh.
No, my favorite, I've never seen where a guy's lying on the floor and they're just allowing possession after possession.
3 possessions.
It was unbelievable.
3 possessions.
Tell me I'm wrong. No. I've never seen that. Have you?
No, I've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
Now, I do have a question. The Warriors come down and Draymond's laying on the floor.
Like, you could break a jaw that way.
You could.
I was, excuse me for laughing. I needed to smile.
Call me crazy. Call me crazy. But when the Warriors came down and Draymond's laying on the floor in the paint.
And they just JK dunked.
But isn't that 3 seconds in the key?
I don't even know.
Isn't that 3 seconds in the key? I was thinking, could you call that 3 seconds in the keys laying down in the paint?
All I kept thinking was the boy who cried wolf. And we needed some sort of musical track.
Oh my God.
As they were going back and forth. Literally, JK was like, I got to dunk this and I got to hang on the rim so that I don't land on Draymond. Come on, you were dying. Dude, I was dying.
I was cracking up. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this. It kept going up and down,
Did anyone
up
think
and down.
That Draymond was really hurt?
Did anybody, Steve Kerr, even think to call timeout?
No. Dude,
they didn't even think to call timeout to help out Draymond.
Reaction to me, I want a bench cam all year. The bench's reaction when Clay fouled Westbrook with 38 seconds
I cannot
left.
believe that.
They cut to Podziemski. They cut to CP3.
Steve Kerr, I've never seen him that irate.
It's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, dude?
But
Chris Paul, what are you doing?
Here's what I would say to Clay. When you're struggling and you're not having a good game and you're frustrated, and clearly, from people that are at the game and people that I know, he was not feeling himself on the sidelines. He was frustrated, right? When you're like losing emotional control, it does affect you. Now, some guys like Draymond can ramp it up and it wills them to play better. The majority of guys, like when they start to not play well, it affects them psychologically. Yep. And then you have situational breakdowns where you're just not paying attention. Mm-hmm. You're not thinking. You know why? Because you're stewing over not playing, not hitting the shot, not getting the ball, whatever it is. Look, the reality is that this is one of the most difficult seasons I've seen an athlete go through for Klay Thompson, and I'm trying to be empathetic throughout the whole thing. It's playing out in the public eye, and I do feel bad for him. I do. I feel really bad for him. This is an all-time legend who is just getting absolutely crushed by a majority of the fan base. And some I get. Like, I get some, but I think we've gone a little over the top. Look at the team as a whole. This is not a championship team.
No, but listen.
Be a little more graceful.
I've been thinking about it like this. Because you know what? I don't care if anybody's graceful. You want to play Klay, get out of here, fine.
It's just the way we say it.
I'll say this. You're a pathetic fan with the way you talk about Klay Thompson. Did anybody talk about Navarro Bowman like that?
No, we felt bad. We felt extremely bad.
We felt bad.
Yeah. And that's why I put him in the Navarro Bowman category.
Right. So, but we don't feel bad with Klay. It seems like it's like, oh, Klay, get off my roster. I had a guy on the plane tell me, he looked back at me, I forget he was a big roaster, but he goes, Klay's got to go. I say, hold on, homie. Oh, don't speak about a legend like that. We understand it's the last year of his contract. Your wishes may come true in 2 months. It just may. If you watch the tape, if you watch the film, if you watch the way teams defend Klay Thompson, they still defend him like he's a great shooter. They still do. They don't want him to be wide open. I was talking, so before the game, I don't mean the name drop or flex, but John Witten, good friend of mine, been in the same fantasy football league for over 20 years, knowing him since high school. He works under Lawrence Frank with the LA Clippers.
Okay.
I was sitting with him before the game. We're chopping up, catching up, man. I'm so proud of him. He's been with the Clippers for over a decade. We're catching up, and he's going to catch up with Harry Bears and Drew Payne, all those guys. Lefty. But he asked me, he goes, so what's up with Klay? How you feel? What's the feeling about Klay? Mm-hmm. I said, well, I don't know. And he's like, guy can still shoot it, man. He still has value in this league. This is a guy who breaks down rotations, personnel, all that stuff. He goes, Klay still has a lot of value in this league. Now, he is getting older. He's going to have to transition his game. But when he's sitting there on the bench, lost in la-la land, you throw him back in the game, and he does a foul, like somebody's got to be, hey, Klay, no foul, no foul, no foul. He just went out there and hacked Westbrook. It's like, oh, my gosh, it's 39 seconds left. You're down 3. But, what are you doing? But watching him and watching how fans talk about him, I'm over it. I don't care. You don't appreciate anything. You don't appreciate the 4 championships. We're lucky he came back and played the way he did in that postseason against the Boston Celtics, where he led the team in minutes played and shot 42% from the three-point line during that series.
The hard part, I think, for a lot of people to swallow is that they can't understand that in many ways he's his own worst enemy, because psychologically he's going through hell right now. Like, he just is. And I know people don't want to hear that. They're like, the team.
But no, you know what they say? $43 million.
Okay.
Money doesn't cure all, folks.
That's the thing. I mean, there's a human
doesn't cure all.
There's a human element to
Not
this.
the psyche.
And everyone's like, well, you just accept where you're at and accept your role. And look, I've had some criticisms of where Klay is. I do believe, though, that defiance is too strong of a word, but I guess the way this is going down and the fact that there are cameras on everything and people have all their opinions and it's a 24-hour news cycle, I think everything gets ramped up. Yeah, and I just think that if this was 25 years ago, there were, like Larry Bird on his back at the end of his career. You think he was happy?
Hell no.
You think he was happy?
Hell no.
And so I don't know. The poor guy is just going through it. And the hard part about everything is that, to your point, he does have value. So, for example, I'm watching that game last night. And look, you guys are going to laugh. You know what I was thinking about in that fourth quarter? Boy, it'd be nice to have LeBron James on this team in the fourth quarter, in the half court, to open things up for Klay Thompson, to open things up for Steph Curry. Boy, it'd be nice to have a second ball handler who can literally do whatever he wants to do on the floor.
Well, you may get that in the offseason.
And either go to the lane and go to the bucket, get a free throw, or create for others. Like, that is an element that they are missing right now in the half court.
Well, your wishes may come true.
I want
it. It may come true in the offseason. LeBron James coming to the Golden State Warriors.
How could you watch that fourth quarter?
I wasn't thinking about LeBron James
in the
fourth quarter. I was not. I was thinking, wow, they're going to blow another game. LeBron James was not on my mind watching Golden State Warriors basketball.
Well, when I watch Wiggins up and down the floor, and I'm like, his money, CP3's money.
Well, I wasn't. I wasn't thinking
we can do something.
I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about, wow, they're going to blow another game to the LA Clippers. But you know what? Let's move out the way for a second. Let's go down Highway 101 down to San Jose and talk to our buddy Nick. What up, Nick?
Hey, Nick.
Hey, guys. First of all, Bonte, your shoes yesterday were fly, brother, okay?
Thank you, man.
Now, I want to give you guys some energy, and I'm going to push back a little. I'm 9 years old. It's 1984. McHale clotheslines Rambit, and the Lakers lose it all. That's what happened last night. Ty Lue purposely got that second tee to give energy to the team, completely got outcoached, meaning Kerr, in that fourth quarter, and you saw this early in the fourth quarter. We needed this win. You ride Draymond and you ride Curry. Why did he wait 5 minutes to start the fourth quarter to get them back in the game? That's number one. And please let me talk, guys. I'm going to explode. Number two, I believe two great traits are compassion and empathy. And Clay deserves a statue. He deserves the Hall of Fame. And he should have been in the top 75. But 29 minutes for Klay Thompson is over from now on. You talk about value. He hasn't given hardly any value. Now, the 26 points against the Jazz, great. But last night, when you showed those highlights in the postgame, it was Klay's body language getting broken down and then looking up. And then, he had open three-pointers last night. Curry brings everything away, and he misses the shot. And I don't care how pouty he is. My 7-year-old and 8-year-old team at the Central Y would not make that foul last night. He does not deserve 29 minutes anymore, especially when you have Pajensky. Now, last few points, and then I want some questions for you guys. Why, with the athleticism that Wiggins has, why doesn't he bring it all the time, even half the time? That's my first question. My second question is, Looney, Mr. Basketball Wisconsin, has a decent shot. Why won't he shoot the ball? I don't understand. That's number two. And my last question, and then I'll get off, is why? The Suns have Eubanks. The Warriors, the Clippers.
Well, hey, hold on, Nick. I don't know how long they're going to have Eubanks. He just got socked yesterday by Isaiah Stewart.
I know. But why don't we have a serviceable big? Because Plumlee, Draymond, that's
Trace Jackson Davis, I actually think he's a solid up-and-coming player. No, he hasn't getting a lot of minutes. Like, last night's a great example. Zubac and their bigs were, what are they, plus 13 in the paint?
Yeah, Zubac kills.
Yeah, can you throw TJD out there? Like, Looney can barely. Poor Looney. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Finish strong.
Here's the last thing. The Bay Area fans got a rude awakening. The Giants are horrible. And if the Warriors don't give us at least till the middle of May, this is going to be brutal.